The long-awaited report into the 2003 Iraq War will be published tomorrow. It's expected to contain criticism of former UK Prime Minister Tony Blair and the decisions taken to invade Iraq.
It's taken 7 years and cost more than $13 million. But now the 2.6 million word Chilcot report into the Iraq inquiry is to be published. Its remit to look into any potential failings behind the decision making and the intelligence which led to the invasion 13 years ago.
The point that I would emphasise to you is that the threat from Saddam Hussein and weapons of mass destruction, chemical, biological, potentially nuclear weapons capability, that threat is real.
That threat wasn't real, but that message took the UK, the US and coalition forces into a bloody war in Iraq, which led to thousands of deaths. Now, a 7-year inquiry will publish its conclusion after hearing evidence from scores of leaders, experts and politicians. The findings are expected to be wide-ranging.
I think it's conclusions about how the intelligence services put forward their ideas, how politicians came to understand the situation as they understood it, and also how once the operation started, how the army, the military responded, how we undertook the civilian command of the occupation. All those factors will come into play, and we'll have some very interesting conclusions from that.
Former Prime Minister Tony Blair is expected to face tough criticism, with many saying he should face trial for war crimes. But this report is not looking into the legality of the war. The spotlight will be on the UK's Iraq foreign policy following 9/11 and the sexed-up document claiming Saddam Hussein was capable of deploying weapons of mass destruction within 45 minutes. South Africa will be watching the report's publication closely. It's understood President at the time, Thabo Mbeki, had tried to convince both the US President George Bush and the UK Prime Minister Tony Blair not to go to war with Iraq, with evidence from South African experts suggesting there were no WMDs. The political fallout post-report will continue for some time, but for the families of the 179 British service personnel who lost their lives in the invasion, this may bring some long-awaited answers. Dan Whitehead, SABC News in London.